Okay, so I know all of you have been dying to see a full van tour of the van, and today we're actually going to give you a tour of the outside and of the inside, and we're in Prescott, Arizona camping, but we're throwing in the van tour. So here we go. Let's take a look at our van.
Okay, so this is our van. Obviously, you guys know his name is Mando. Sitting on a Mercedes chassis, the 170 XD, 3500 dually, all-wheel drive. Don't have LED headlights, that's on the list to get. It does have the off-road package from Thor, so 245 75 R16 BFG KO2s, really nice wheels and tires. Again, dually setup. We're having it swapped to a super single in the next few weeks, and we're gonna go with some 285s, bring it up a little bit. Big giant mirrors. There's no side cameras on this particular model. There's a lot of Mercedes that have cameras on the sides, and you can get a really cool picture on the dash of a surround view. We don't happen to have that option on the 3500. Big giant sliding glass or sliding door, a full length retractable awning, single touch. It's also got a wind sensor on it. It is kind of windy today, so I didn't put it all the way out, but single touch. So you just hit it once and it retracts all the way in. It's got lighting all the way down the length of it. Also notice manually opening and closing the doors. These particular models, when you get into the all-wheel drive models, they don't have automatic doors. Two-wheel drive models do have automatic doors. Full side glass. This is really nice from the inside. The windows are really big, so you get a lot of good sunlight coming in. Again, dual rear end. We're having it switched over to the super single, so I'm only gonna have one tire in the back. Drain outlet, that's for your freshwater tank. Every time we come home from a trip, I always drain the fresh water, and then when we leave again, I'll fill it back up. We have these levelers that I hate. Windows to the inside, single piece. They actually look pretty clean when they're closed. They look pretty clean when they're open also. On the outside, cable TV hookup. Never ever going to use that. I might have this swapped over, put some RJ45 in there and use it for Starlink. This is the Thor Tranquility. So it's got their big beautiful name on the back. Couple of 110 outlets. We use this all the time when we're cooking breakfast outside. Coming around to the back. Currently I have B2 Pro from Owl, and they're one of their larger enclosures. I can store a ton of stuff in here. This is our trash can. It's a maxi track. I've seen these things for 200 bucks. I got that at Napa Auto Parts for like $30. Dual doors on the back. This one only swings out partially so that the cage doesn't hit the other side of the van. As of right now, this one opens all the way. So if there was nothing on the back of that door, it too would open all the way. In 2 weeks, when we get the new wheels and tires put on, we're gonna have the spare mounted on the back with a ladder going to the roof, and this will no longer be able to open up all that way. 5,000 pound hitch. These things don't tow squat. I think I could probably get away with pulling 3,500 pounds, maybe. It's got a little tiny step over here so that you can step up into the back. I've fallen off of that I don't know how many times already. Looking at getting a longer step that goes all around the whole back. This is my ARB air compressor. I have an outlet here, and then I have another one in the front. The compressor is actually up underneath the hood. As you step around to this side, black tank flush, because this vehicle does have fresh water, gray water, and a black tank for our bathroom that you just saw. This is the exhaust for our Aqua-Hot. So whenever the Aqua-Hot is running, you can smell the diesel coming out of here. It runs off of the diesel fuel. But this is just the exhaust for it. Little light. I've used this before. It actually does do really well lighting this area up. Water fill, potable, and city fill. That's what we're hooked up to right now. Got a filter. I've got a pressure gauge just so that we're not pumping too high a pressure into the van itself. Connection for solar. Another cable TV connection. And this is our 30 amp power. This down here is supposed to be for our sewer hose, but I don't have anything in there because I have a different setup for the sewer hose in the back. So I was gonna put a carpet in there, but I can't find a carpet small enough. So it's just sitting there as an ornament. Again, windows on the side. This whole side is all glass also, just like the other side. Coming around to the front. Cool thing I like is the gas door for diesel fuel can only be opened when the front door is open. So if the front door is closed, you can't get to that. So you can, when you refuel, you have to open the door. I usually open this, put the fuel nozzle in, and I'll sit right there and wait for it to finish. That is the outside. Oh, the cargo carrying capacity on this is just over 2,300 pounds. That's insane. But it's a great amount. It's really super high, way bigger than all the B pluses, but the big B pluses have a lot more interior weight. Meet me on the inside. I'll show you some of the inside features. So on the inside, it's your standard Mercedes interior. There's a few things that I've added to it. I've added new rear view mirror from Wolfbox. So it's all digital because you can't see diddly squat out of the back. Right now it's looking at rocks in the back, but you can move it up and down. I can also swipe left and right. This is looking out of the front camera. This is looking out of the rear camera. I can do it completely out of the front camera. I also have a Rubagrid mounting system up here in the front. So I have both of our cell phones. These are ruggedized so that when you just drop your phone in, spin the dial, push it in, and it's in rock solid. This thing is not going anywhere. GoPro mount up in the front. I've got two more mounts in case we want to drop an iPad in there to do some sort of GPS or off-grid type driving, or possibly a Garmin. Super easy to just plug the power in, Apple CarPlay and so on. Standard dash, lane assist, adaptive cruise control. It's pretty standard on a lot of the all-wheel drive systems. You will notice one thing. I've got these little snap bracelets on my steering wheel. What I did was, and I saw this from John at Alvans. Remember these old snap bracelets? Okay, well, I just took a snap bracelet. I wrote shore power on it because I'm old and I forget things. And I slap it on there. That tells me I'm still hooked up to shore power. I have another one over here that says water. I slap that on there, and I know that I still have my water attached. When I'm in certain parks, I have one that says waste. I'm not hooked up to my black tank right now, so I just leave it over here. There's a ton of storage up above. This is where we keep a lot of our cameras. So this is the action camera that we put on the front of the dash. The camera that Kirsten records almost everything with is sitting right up above there. We can actually attach all of these cameras facing forward and rearward, so we're kind of hands-free when we do all this. But that is basically the interior of the cockpit.
Alrighty, let's take a look at the inside of the van. But first, just want to point out we have a bug screen, rolls down, has a zipper in the middle, also a magnetic closure right here so you can get in and out without having to unzip, not letting all the bugs in, which I think a bug just flew in. Over here on this side panel, just a few things to point out. This is our leveler, which we're trying to work out right now. The main power switch. We have some AC outlets. This little doodad will show us our battery levels. And then coming up here is really nice. It's our main control panel. We have lighting, electric, shows us our battery as well. Climate, air conditioner, fans, etc. And it also, which is important, shows us the levels of our freshwater, gray water, and black water tanks. We can control the awning, we can turn the awning lights on, and we can move up and down the kitchen fan. Up here we have our heater system, which controls the heat and the hot water. Aqua-Hot, we've been struggling with it, but we've come to realize we just need to be patient and wait about 20-30 minutes, and then we do get hot water. Right here we have a smoke detector, which is very important. And then right here we have the max flow, max air kitchen fan, I guess you'd call it. And you can, like I said, it pops up and you can run the fan. Overhead storage, all our camera equipment, and inside the cabinet there's tons of AC outlets, USB ports. I mean, we'll never run out of outlets in this van. Right here we have the window, which you can open and close with or without a screen. Screen kind of attaches, and you can unattach it if you don't want a screen. Privacy shades, which all the windows have. And then right here we have our lagoon table, which is, you can mount it in the front or in the back, and then you can move it as desired. And Rusty and I have been using this kind of as our dining room table. One of us sits in one of the passenger chairs up front, and one of us sits in this bench. This bench also has 2 seat belts, so you can travel with 2 people with seat belts. And more outlets underneath. And this also has an extension that'll come all the way out to the door, and you can put a second cushion on it, and it'll turn into a chaise lounge or a small bed. So in the front of the van, obviously driver's seat, here's my seat. Both seats can swivel around, which is kind of nice when we're living in the van. We have more seating. And then above us, we have a television. There we go. That'll drop down from the ceiling. Nice to have an extra one. We usually just watch the one in the back. So let me see if I can put this back up. There we go. I figured it out. Yay. Okay, so here's our kitchen. There's a pretty decent amount of counter space because we don't have a stove built in, but we also get this pretty big, sometimes we put our induction stovetop on here, or I'll do my dish drainer when I'm doing the dishes, so it comes in handy. A decent sized sink. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. It works great. Faucet. And then over here, we have pretty good storage. This is our junk all storage drawer. We have all our utensils and knives. Let's see if these drawers work properly. Bowls, steamer, measuring cup, etc. And this bottom drawer is where our pots and pans are. Unfortunately, we can open it, but lately it doesn't want to shut. So one of the things we got to put on our call list for repairs. But anyway, that's another story. Okay, so up here we have a microwave. It's not a convection, it's just a standard microwave. Pretty small, but you know, it does the trick for when you're camping. You don't need a whole lot. This is our fridge. It's a really good size, I feel, for a van. It's got, you can control the temperatures up here. It's got a nice latch door system. Keeps it nice and secure when we're driving. And like I said, it's a pretty good amount of storage. Got a veggie tray down here, and you can fit everything. And then a little teeny tiny freezer, maybe good for some popsicles or something. But the best part is, or my favorite part is if you are standing on this side opening it, here's great. But what if you're on this side? Well, it's a double latched fridge, so it will open from both sides. Kind of cool, I thought. All right, this, I think they meant this to be for like a wardrobe or clothes, because there was a clothes hanger rod on the top that we took out because we needed more pantry room. So usually all our like waters, iced tea drinks on the top shelf. Got my Nespresso coffee maker and all our different cups. We're trying these spice holders. So far so good. I mean, they haven't fallen off, so it saves space for sure. And then just kind of a catch-all drawer, my coffee, some foil, cutting boards, plates, bowls, napkins. What do we got in here? Dish drainer and my dish towels. And then this is a pretty nice size drawer. I've got a whole silverware tray, can opener, etc. And then over here is our cooktop, our induction cooktop. Like I said, sometimes we put it in the van. There's a AC outlet outside the van. We put up a table and we can cook outside with it. It's really great. All right, coming toward, above, this is our kitchen pantry. So I've got all the non-refrigerated oils, sprays, salt and pepper, etc., Lysol wipes. We got our little snack basket. And then same back here, lots of storage. We use a lot of these cloth baskets because they don't rattle around when we're driving for noise. So yeah, back here we got our bedding, our sheets, our pillows. We got a first aid kit. So pretty decent sized storage. And right above me, thank God for this. This is our air conditioner, and it works really well. As you might have seen when we went to Lake Pleasant, it was quite hot, so that saved us. And we got two windows on either side, privacy shades. This window doesn't open, and the one further back does not open as well, but it lets in lots of natural light. These two windows in the back do open, again, like the window in the front. They got the attached screen, privacy shades. Try to open this window today. Can't. It's stuck. So that's going to go on the list for warranty repair checks. And then you have overhead lighting, which is great if one's sleeping and someone wants to read their book. And you have two on this side as well. So really great lighting. And then, as you can see, we have two huge couches. On the passenger side, there's two more seat belts. So in total, this van can carry 6 passengers with seat belts, which is good. We've got more storage. I mean, not a lot, but for a van, pretty decent. I've got the dust buster under here. It's a good size. And then back here, more under bed storage. I've got my extra paper towels, toilet paper, napkins, etc. I mean, you'll take any bit of storage you can when you're staying in a van. So that is great. And then these two couches. Oh, also, here's the other lagoon mount. The table I showed you up front, we can also bring the table back here. We haven't yet tried that, but it is an option. So here are the beds. You can keep them 2 single beds. You just remove these side cushions and then you've got a little more room, or you lift this up and there's a rack that comes all the way over here in the middle. You put these 2 cushions on top of it and this makes a full-size king bed, which I'll show you what it looks like when it's fully made. We tried sleeping on 2 separate beds last night. I'm not a fan. I didn't feel like I had enough room to toss and turn, so we'll see. We still undecided what we're gonna do permanently. And yeah, I think that's it for the back of the van. Oh, I did forget to show you a few more things in the back. So here's our TV. Rusty installed a separate sound bar because the sound was not that great. So this is where we lay in bed at night and watch most of our television. And then on the other side, on the passenger side, again, 4 AC outlets, a USB charger. So yeah, we're good. We're good with outlets and chargers. And this is our bathroom. I know, weird. It's in the back of the van. Most Class B vans you see, it's in the middle of the van on the side. You basically have to stand sideways to take a shower or sit on the toilet to take a shower. This bathroom is huge, and this is the #1 reason we chose this floor plan for the rear bath. So why don't you come around the back and we'll show you the details. So welcome to our bathroom. We're sitting in the back. We got both doors open just for this demonstration. Usually we have them closed, obviously. We have, again, more great storage down here in the back for whatever, maybe stuff you don't want to put in the van and get dirty. We have a outdoor shower valve that you can hook up should you choose to take an outdoor shower. A light switch, which we're not exactly sure what this lights up. Water pump. We have a DC outlet and a couple more AC outlets if you want to plug in something and work on the back of the van. So in the back we have a bug screen that also has a complete blackout shade because it is the bathroom. If you want to keep your back doors open and get some good airflow through. So this will roll down. And then over here we have a pretty decent sized medicine cabinet, I feel. It holds just about everything we should need. Below that, this is the control for the shower head right here. And I have taken 2 showers in this bathroom and no problems. I love it. It's a good, strong spray and it works great. Under here, you have a switch for the light. You also have a switch for the fan. And when you turn on the fan, there's a thing that you just push up. And so when you have the fan on, you have to have this pushed up. Oh, I think it is pushed up. There you go. A small, tiny, teeny sink, but it does the trick. And then when you're showering, here's your toilet paper. Obviously, you want to protect the toilet paper, so toilet paper cover. This is a standard black tank toilet. You push down the button, let a little water go in, do what you need to do, and then you hold it down for longer, for 3 seconds, and then it flushes. So I like it. So not only do we have a decent sized bathroom with a shower, we've got some nice wardrobe storage in here. We've got a rod that we're hanging clothes on right now. We're seriously thinking about adding some shelving though to get a lot more storage use out of this cabinet. And then just a couple drawers. Rusty has a drawer, I have a drawer. For our little weekend trips, it's plenty of space. And then I'll show you how the shower curtain works. Because we've got cabinetry there, we need to protect it. So the shower curtain just goes all the way around. And yeah, protects everything. I do have to take out, there is some carpet in here, so before I take a shower, I remove the carpet, and then after I shower, I do kind of have to like dry off the top of the toilet. But other than that, it's really great. I mean, I've never used a wet bath before, and I don't mind it at all. Okay, so that was the full van tour. Again, we have the 2025 Thor Tranquility 24A. And so far, we really love the van.
Aside from a couple of, Thor things we need to get fixed, the drawer, the window, I think that's it, actually. Oh, and then I just saw today some lining coming out of one of the windows. But again, those are not deal breakers.
Yeah.
I really like this van.
We love the layout.
The layout.
We love the bathroom.
The bathroom is what sold it to us.
And the king bed. The first night here, we tried the twin beds. No, I slept miserably. So it's a great option to have a king bed, full-size king bed, and yeah, so far so good. We like it. So anyway, tune in next Thursday and you can see our weekend here at Point of Rocks in Prescott, Arizona. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Like. Check out Burning Cereal if you want to see some recipes that we've done inside the van.
Yeah. So we'll see you next Thursday.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Man, you're little. Part out about the ass breath.